Game over, man. It's game over.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Nostal-Ged. Now, I have mentioned this before previously on I think one of our treasure hunt videos. I am a sucker for a TV show tie-in game. And I know that the quality of these games isn't always there. These aren't going to be confused for the greatest games ever. But I don't care. Each one of these games means the world to me. I love them so much. And the last thing before we get started, there is a couple of rules. Just to make things even harder on myself, there will be no wrestling games in this list. We already have a top 10 favourite wrestling games list. Go and watch that after this one. And there will only be one computer game per TV series. I can do a top 10 favourite Simpsons games or a top 10 South Park games. But yeah, I'm keeping it to one game per TV series. We all clear? Then let's get into it. Top 10 favourite TV show computer game tie-ins. Let's get it. And we are starting off with one of my all-time favourite shows, the Animaniacs. Now, there's been a couple of Animaniac games dating back to when it was the SNES, mid-90s, but this is my favourite. The Great Edgar Hunt. Basically, you're chasing down Oscar trophies through all these different movie sets with Wacko, Yakko, and Sister Dot. So much fun, such a funny game. I still play it to this day on the PS2. Love this game. When did the tide turn? People used to love Family Guy, and now everybody slags it off. I still love it, and I still love this game. You want to know how much I love this game? I remember I bought this game the same day that I bought GTA San Andreas. And I played this game first before San Andreas. That's sacrilegious, I know, but in 2004 I did not know any better. I just could not wait to see Peter, Stewie, Quagmire, and all the gang in computer game form. Loads of throwbacks to the show. It is laugh out loud funny. Great game. A game that we all owned on the PS2, a true great of TV computer games. And it makes the top 10 for me for sentimental reasons. When my daughter got her first console, we bought her Battle for Bikini Bottom remastered. And we spent hour after hour playing this game during lockdown, during COVID. Not many games I prefer to play the remastered version, but this is definitely one of them. The remastered version is so much better than the PS2 version, and I shouldn't say that having a nostalgic channel. But please trust me on this. It's like a $5 at CEX or on Amazon. Go get it and relive your glory days of the PlayStation 2 without the loading screens and without memory cards. You won't regret it. It's a bargain. It's that time again. Every video I always take time to show you guys just how decrepit and old I am. And I'm going to show it in the next two entries. The NES. The NES was my first console, and along with games like Mario, Duck Hunt, Paperboy, I had Tiny Toon Adventures. I love this show. Every Saturday morning, I would not miss an episode. And then my big brother brought me this gem home, and I played it at nausea. I was obsessed with this game. And to a certain extent, I still am. I still play this game, and I still have that 8-bit Tiny Toons theme as my ringtone. Love this game so much. I was so tempted to put DuckTales and Tiny Toons joint 6th because they both mean the world to me. They were the reason why I fell in love with computer games when I was 5 or 6. But having played both of them recently, I have to say DuckTales is that little bit of quality. Amazing how a game that is over 30 years old can still be so playable. Going back to what I was saying about the SpongeBob game, how some games are better when they're remastered, some games are just classics and should never be touched. And this, DuckTales, falls into that bracket. Do not touch my old school DuckTales game. Ever.
You can't do that. It's wrong.
I freaking love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Easily one of my favourite shows of all time. I have the DVDs, the CDs, the figures, the board games, and of course, I own all the computer games. And Chaos Bleeds, it is badass. Why is it so badass? What is the best thing about getting to play a TV show computer game? It's getting to play as your favourite characters, getting to switch between them in between levels. And here, you can be Buffy, Xander, Willow, Spike, Faith, and Sid the Ventriloquist Doll from that one episode. Remember Sid the Ventriloquist Doll? Yeah, me neither. Still, rather play as Sid the Ventriloquist Doll than Xander. Xander's the worst. I have spoke about Search for Reptar when I did top 10 favourite PlayStation 1 games, so I won't go into too much detail here because it's all over there. But this game is fan-freaking-tastic. So many levels, so many characters, so much fun. When this game came out, I was probably too old to be playing it. I was 11, maybe 12, but I didn't care then. I don't care now. I still play it. I'm 37-year-old. Rugrats Search for Reptar is kick-ass!
It is I, Super Craig.
Fractured Butthole is the only modern game on this list, but South Park was made in the 90s, so I think I still get my nostalgia cred. I will eventually get round to doing a top 10 South Park games. South Park games have always been around. I had the original South Park game on the N64, Chef's Love Shack on the PS1. Fractured Butthole is a gem. Best South Park game of all time. So why is this game so high on the list? Well, I love every game on this list, but unlike all the others, this game feels like the show. So many amazing games like DuckTales, Tiny Toons had to work with the systems and limitations they had for the time. Now, Fractured Butthole had no limitations. No other TV show-based game has so many characters, settings, references. South Park Fractured Butthole could have been number one, really could have. Come on now, admit it, you all thought that Hit and Run was going to be number one, didn't you? Nope, it only takes the silver medal, but it was so close to being number one. And this game finishing second is no slight. I love Simpsons Hit and Run. I could talk for hours about my love for this game. The Simpsons has always been a massive part of my life, since before I can even remember. And it's always been a constant in my gaming life. From when I was a kid and I'd go on holiday, I'd play the arcade. And I played Bart vs. the Super Mutants on my first console. Escape from Camp Deadly was the first game I ever played on a handheld console. And even now, I play Tapped Out on my phone when I'm bored at work. And I can see why this would be number one in many people's books. I mean, it's not just a great TV tie-in game. And it's not just a great Simpsons game. It is arguably the best PS2 game. That is massive. So if you had Hit and Run as number one, great. I understand, I get it. And remember, this is why we do top 10 favourites, not top 10 best. But for me, there is one more TV show based game that I love above all others. Futurama, the game. I love this game so much, and I'm going to try my best to put into words why I love it and why it's number one in my books. Now, it doesn't have the massive following that The Simpsons does, and it doesn't have as many playable characters as, say, Buffy Chaos Bleeds does. It doesn't have the childhood nostalgia like DuckTales does or Tiny Toons. But give me half an hour when the wife and the kids are out the house and I have time to play one game, I'm picking up Futurama on my OG Xbox. Now, I am not an Xbox guy. I never have been. I went from Nintendo as a kid to my PlayStation as a teen, and to this day, my consoles are the PS4 and the Switch. But I still keep my old Xbox original for this game. Not for Halo, not for Half-Life, it's all about the Futurama game. I can't put into words just how much fun this game is. Getting to play as Fry, Leela, and Bender, traipsing around all these awesome levels from the episodes that I love, like New York's sewers, and that banging soundtrack. And no one ever mentions this game. It's always SpongeBob or Simpsons. Those are the games people remember. If you've never played this game, I would ask you to go get a copy, but it's nigh on impossible to find now for less than 100 quid. But trust me, this one deserves the number one spot. But remember, that is just our opinion. Remember, this is top 10 favourites, not top 10 greatest, not top 10 best. So, get in the comments, what are your favourite TV show spin-off games? I want to know. One of my favourite things about doing this channel is seeing you guys in the comments. Tell me that I'm right, tell them that I'm wrong. Let me know. Let's keep it civil though, guys. Remember, we are a community, nothing but love. Like I mentioned, I could do a top 10 Simpsons games, I could do a top 10 South Park games, I could do a top 10 Nick games, top 10 Cartoon Network games. Let me know what you want to see in the comments. And as ever, guys, I say this every time, but I am so appreciative of you guys. Thank you for being so patient with me. There is a reason why you're not seeing videos as frequent anymore. I am going to be changing to another media, but more on that when it actually happens. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you soon. G out.
Oh yeah.